Hello everyone, my name is Ali Khan. I live in Toronto and I have more than 20 years experience in IT field. Worked company like IBM Canada, Canada Pension Scheme, Manulife Insurance, CIBC Bank, Ontario government, many more. I have seen that new system admin, even system admin who have 1 2 years experience, also struggle adding file system using LVM in Linux environment. So what I'm planning to do is I'm gonna upload some few training video regarding LVM and Linux, where I show you, explain you how to add file system and how to mount and many more. So without further delay, let me start my first video regarding LVM. So suppose you got a job and joined an IT company and you got a ticket that you have to add file system using LVM in a Linux environment. So first thing you need a Linux box. So and root privilege. So this is the Linux box and got the real root privilege too, right? So let's see what I'm gonna do with this first session. So first thing you need to find out how many disk is already assigned to your box, to your Linux box. So there is an easy command. You can see that how many disk is already assigned in your box. So lsblk, list block device basically. Okay. So if you see that there are two disks is already assigned. One is root disk, this is root file, and another disk is already assigned here. What we can do, what we need to do is the next second step is, so I said assign storage in the Linux box. So one storage, 5 gig storage is already assigned in the box, right? So for our convenient, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna assign maybe two more disk in this box. In real environment, the storage, there are different departments. Storage is a different department, and storage, there is storage admin. Normally they assign the storage in the box and they tell you that okay, 5 GB 50 GB storage already assigned to this box, can you check? So then you have to check with this command lsblk. In some organization, especially in VMware environment, system admin, Linux system admin have, or Windows system admin have also privilege to assign the task, assign the disk in the box, in the Linux box. This box is actually in AWS cloud environment. So I'm going to show you how to assign a storage from cloud environment. But if it is if you are in a VMware environment, you have to go to the vSphere, find out the storage, find out the server, right click the server, edit setting, and then add new device, then disk, and put 50 GB, add it will be added with the in the box. But here I'm going to show you not details, but I'm going to show you how to add in AWS environment. So this is the ECS department. We have the click the volume. You see this 5 GB is already assigned. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna assign this 3 GB, 3 GB in the box. So action, what I'm gonna do is attach the volume. Where I want to attach? Here it's Linux 01 server, right? So attach the volume. Okay, let me do the same thing for another 3 GB. We're gonna do attach, right? Attach volume. So where we're gonna attach, this is a Linux 01 and attach the volume. This is very simple. Like in any environment, it's not that hard to assign a storage if you know how to do it. Okay, so that's actually not our main point. Main point is how to create, how to use LVM in adding file systems. So now what we did is assign two 3 GB disks. Let's see, let's check it with lsblk command list block device. You see, this was already assigned, right? We see here, this was assigned. I just assigned this 3 GB storage to 3 GB storage disk. And you see, if you see the naming convention, normally it's come like this: xvdf, xga, something like that. In VMware environment, it might come like that: sda, sdb, sdce, something like that. Normally, it's come with a pattern. So now I have 3 empty disks. Okay. So what we did is we have a box and we ask storage team, or we can assign by ourselves this, and we before that we checked how many disks is there, and after assign we can check that how many disks we have. So we know that this 2 or 3 disk is new disk, and we can use this disk for partition. So we have to create the partition with native tool. One of the native tool is there. So here you see, so we also find out the disk in Linux box. This part is down. Now create a partition with fdisk tool. fdisk is a native Linux tool. With that tool, we can create partition from the disk. So if we want, let's see, we are trying fdisk -l. If we run this command, we can see the similar output with like lsblk, but with more information. Like you see, this is the first disk, where's disk, and now this disk is, we saw that it was already assigned, but it's empty disk, right? These 2 disks we just assigned, and it's under dev. Normally all block device goes under dev directory. So now we have to, we would like to create a partition from this disk. So fdisk, say for example this one we want to create, this 3 GB. Okay, enter. So it says that command, we have to do something until you decide to write them. Be careful before using the write command. So it's aim for help. So let's look for help. If we do this aim, if we press this aim, we can see a lot of options is here. So what are we planning to do we create a new partition. So add a new partition. That means we have to press N. So N. Okay. Now it asks me what type of partition you want, primary or extended. Normally we do primary. So primary partition. Okay. So partition number. So definitely it's first partition. I can put it here 1. If I enter it, it means it will take 1. So enter, it means 1. First sector. Normally it's taking the first sector. It's 2048. That is the first sector because of the formatting and all these things. Partition took some record. So this is the first sector. So it is a default. I have to accept this one. Okay, so accept this. Now it says that last sector. So if I enter here, it means that I'm creating the partition for the whole disk. So here, this disk is 3 GB space, right? If I enter it here, it will create a 3 GB partition. So let's create it. Let's enter it. Now, what it says that create a new partition 1, type will be Linux. But what? But guess what? We need actually not Linux partition. We need LVM partition because we're gonna add the file system as LVM partition, LVM. So, but how? So what we can do, we can press type, T, you see, T, change the partition type. You see, look at this where you can see that. We don't want Linux partition, we want LVM partition. So change a partition type, T. So now I have to put the partition type here, but I don't know. I know, but maybe I don't know. I don't remember what is the LVM partition type. So we can press L. So what will it do? It will listing all the type of partition type. Enter. So you see, so many partitions we can do this. So if we come here, this is 8E is the Linux LVM partition type. So what we have to do is we have to press 8E and enter. So we enter the partition is 8E. That is means where I want this partition as a LVM partition. Okay, enter. Now all done. LVM partition is done. All you have to do is write W. If I press W, you see, remember, look at that. If we go first, you see, here is that. Until you decided to write them, be careful, right? So if you don't know it, don't do it. So we know already what we want, right? So, and we put all the command as we want it. So W, the partition has been created perfectly. So now this time, if I see this, both command, ls block, see, look at that. This, we created this one and it's like 3 GB partition is already created. It says xvdg1 and it's 3 GB partition already created. Now, let me do one more thing. Let me create another partition. Okay, another partition. Okay, another partition from the different disk. This time fdi disk. This time I'm going to take this one, right? So dev. Okay. So here. So this time we're going to do new. So new partition, right? So again, primary partition, I want to do it. So partition number 1, only one partition I want to do it. First sector, definitely this one. Here, what we can do is we don't want we don't want the whole 5 GB disk in a single partition. We want to create maybe 2 GB, 2 GB, 2 partition. Okay, so we can do write this like this plus 2G. You see, look at here. You can do like this over here. You can know that. You can kilobyte, megabyte, terabyte, petabyte. It's possible, right? This way. So enter. Now again, this partition is linked. We want to change it, right? So type, and this time we know already that 8E is the LVM partition. So we put it L and W. We write it down. So 2 GB partition is created under this 5 DB disk. So let's see. So look at this one. So here you can see 2 GB partition is already created. So the disk size is 5 GB, but I created a 2 GB partition. So let's make another partition over there. F, right? Okay. So new. Again, primary partition. So here you see the partition number is default 2 because I have already one partition is there. So let's put 2, accept it. First sector, because already I took the 2 GB, so first sector is changed. So accept this one default. Now we can say here again flash 2 GB. What will happen? Yeah, same type 8E, right? I'm sorry. What happened is like partition number. Okay, partition number is 2. Okay, take this one. What is the hex alias type L to list these things? Okay. Okay, number. Okay, press L. Let's see what it says. Okay, this is the so now we have to do the LVM, right? So 8E. It's done. So W. So partition is created already, right? So let's see with the LSBLK disk. So you see, we have created the 2 partition under the disk. So now what we have done, come here. So create a partition is done and delete a partition is also done. No, we didn't delete any partition. Let's see. Let's do a delete also. Okay. So that the from this small video you know everything about how to create a partition with fdisk with partition type is LVM. So let's delete say for example the first one or the second one. So same fdisk, which one? Let's see, delete this one. It's very simple just to delete it, right? So sorry, you have to do this. Original disk you have to with fdisk. So let's see with the M. What we're gonna do, we're gonna delete, right? So what is the delete? Let's see, delete the first one. Okay, D, the partition 1 and W. You see, only one partition. That's why I said we don't have to worry about. All you have to do is W. So partition has been deleted. If we Okay, see, there is no partition is here. So now we know how to delete a partition using fdisk. So fdisk is a very common and very popular tool to create a partition, although other tools is there, but fdisk is good enough. So what, in conclusion, I'm gonna close this today's session now. With conclusion, what we did is we 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 check the storage in the box, assign the storage in the Linux box, find out the new disk, create a partition with fdisk tool, and delete a partition. So why we are doing this up to this? Because if you want to create file system using LVM, you have to first create a partition from the disk. In next class, in my next video, I'm gonna continue from here so that it will be easier for you to understand the next steps, how to create, how to create volume group, how to create physical volume, then volume group, then logical volume, then mount it. In my next class, I'm gonna explain from here. Till then, hopefully you will watch my next video. Till then, be good. Thank you.